How you came up with building Threatlens?
We do everything with the help of AI. So we call it as an enterprise grade AI augmented cyber threat intelligence platform.
Was the fine tuning the right choice, or you could do it with a RAG, or maybe build your own LLM, which you find more fascinating apart from building the threat?
So it's about what is the real need. We just don't
Yes.
want to add any tech stack which is not relevant to our product, right? I mean, just for a
What one piece of thing that someone who is building a tech solution should look at from the security perspective?
I would say, do a research, see if there is really need in the market. Just building a platform.
Security team doesn't drown because the lack of tools. They drown in the noise. Our guests keep returning to that image. Analysts staring at the endless alerts, context missing, time slipping away. His instinct wasn't to replace system, but to listen between them. Add meaning, shortening the moment between signals and decision. AI not as decoration, but as restraint. Faster clarity, fewer guesses, real judgment restored. Our guest, Manoharan, the founder of Threatlens, and this conversation ask a particular question with high stakes. What changes when security finally learns to stay quiet until it matters?
So, hello, Marhon sir. First of all, how are you?
I'm really good. I'm doing good.
And how's your experience over here at the Web Summit?
Web Summit has been very good. We arrived 2 days back, and Qatar been very good. Climate is good. Food is really good. People, awesome people. We met a lot of peoples from the different region. So it was really good till now.
And in terms of networking, that's the core reason where we all are here for, right?
Yeah.
So, how was your 3 days for the networking? It's almost the last day, the end of the last day. So, how was your overall experience in terms of networking, branding, and collaborations?
Yeah, I mean, if you ask me, all the three was really good, and specifically meeting a lot of peoples in terms of investors, clients. So we saw a lot of traction towards our product. So people are willing to understand exactly what Threatlens is actually built. And in terms of networking, yeah, I mean, we our expectation was like to meet maybe a few, maybe 30, 40 people, but I mean, we met more than 100 peoples, and then it's really good that having so much of network, we got this opportunity of so much of networking. So
And
yeah.
in terms of the brand placement that you got here, how people responded to the vision of Threatlens?
Yeah, so as I said, we actually fit in very, I won't say as a premium or even in the mid sale. So the platform itself speaks its requirements in the market. So we actually solve a lot of major issues in the SOC environment, enterprise SOC environment. When I say, so we reduce noises, and yeah, I mean, overall it was good.
And speaking more about what exactly is Threatlens is, just let us know what's the core values that you follow, and in terms of security, which is your core, right? How you came up with building Threatlens?
Yeah, so let me, before I talk about Threatlens, let me give you my experience overall. Before I thought something build, which is really required in the market, post AI, yeah, I mean, post AI culture, what we are looking around. So I come with more than 18 years of experience in specifically cyber threat intelligence. So I have worked with many international organizations. I was part of NATO as a consultant. So I bring a lot of experience. In addition to that, I worked with a lot of enterprises where I see a real issues in SOC environment where you receive a lot of noise. When I say noise, is basically the logs, the events, the alerts. So it takes a lot of time to do a triage for any one specific incident, and that takes around minimum, I would say, 45 to 60 minutes. That, and with our platform in place, we do everything with the help of AI. So we call it as an enterprise grade AI augmented cyber threat intelligence platform. So that's our platform, and specifically Threatlens Core is the core of our platform. So what we do is basically we inject the logs from existing platforms, which are like SIM, EDR, XDR, identity and access management. So these are some of the core security stack in the market and in the organizations, where we inject not everything, but we inject the critical events which are highlighted or been marked as an flagged by the existing events, and then we inject into our platform and we do further enrichment. So enrichment is something very important because it gives you context and the reasoning to exactly understand why this alert was triggered, and why it is important to understand the overall information behind those events. So we give, as I said, we give enrichment, context, and relations within the reports as well as. So we have two types of reports. One is for SOC, for technical guy, and another is for executive levels, for managers. So this is how the overview of our platform. However, I would like to add more here is like um, in terms of enrichment, we don't use our own internal database or large language model, because large language model is more about historical data. We use large language model. We have trained 4 to 5 different large language model, pre-trained I would say, and added more, I mean, to add context to our platform, we use large language model. However, we use APIs from various partners. We have tier 1 partners like Google Threat Intelligence. We use extensively them to do the enrichment. So enrichment is like it gives you the details about the IP from the where the attack has been originated, the URL, the hash, a lot of other information which is very relevant for the SOC analyst to really understand the threat, what they are facing in today's environment. Yeah, so that is the overview of our platform.
And as you mentioned, you use the existing models and fine tuned it according to yourself, and also multiple APIs from different platforms. So in your thought process, was the fine tuning the right choice, or you could do it with a RAG, or maybe build your own LLM, which you find more fascinating apart from building the Threatlens?
I mean, it's not about fascinating. So it's about what is the real need. We just don't
Yes.
want to add any tech stack which is not relevant to our product, right? I mean, just for because LLM is doing good, it's everywhere. There is a noise of LLM. We don't want just for the sake of having a LLM, or just to say that okay, we have AI connected to our platform. It doesn't make
Just
any
to be in the
sense.
market to say that, hey, we are also on
Yeah.
the AI
Yeah,
rat
AI
race, right?
augmented or AI
Yes.
automated, or we can say, AI powered. So we don't actually. So as I said, so it will not make any sense for us to train anything, any large language model from zero. So it's a foolishness, because you spend a lot of money, you need a lot of resources as a startup. What we thought, we used the pre-data set preset which was already available, and this is not something open source. We use Anthropic's core models. Okay, we have almost 3 to 4 different Anthropic models which we use for our reasoning and building a contest. Also, we use ChatGPT enterprise versions. So these all actually help us to basically enrich the data. So we do, as I said, we don't actually use this large language model for enrichment. We just use LLM to build the contest around the threat. So it doesn't make any sense to go and build our own large language module. When I say that we have pre-trained or trained a large language module, is basically a data set which was already available. We adopted that and we did some further training on those things.
And making it much more utilizable, not just implementing it for the sake of market growth, but actually the thing that has the utility in your system, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it should make sense,
It
right?
should
I
make sense.
mean,
Yes.
if there is a specific log, you need further context. So for that, you need to have a large language model which is trained for our specific domain. So I mean, we are not into health or any other oil and gas sector. So we have trained those. We took those initial pre data set, and then we trained them based on our need, our Threatlens need, which will help to our customers.
uh, Off the topic, I just have a curious question. Let's say once you trained your LLM, right? Would it be optimal step for you to switch from LLM to an SLM to make it more specific use in terms of just the security auditing purposes and analytics of the logs that you use, or would you stick to the LLM model?
See, one has to understand that in our Threatlens core, we just need a contest, and reasoning. So for that, uh, we don't need to go and do a lot of shopping for that, right? And we don't need to switch between the different types of LLM. So what we have, we are happy with that, and I think that is more than enough for our platform, which can help which this can help to our end users. So uh, as I said, we are not from a large language module side. We don't focus more on that. We focus on agentic and data enrichment. So that is, so let's suppose you got a log, as I said, and you have no contest. So we build contest, we give enrichment. So we give them insights of that specific IP, a URL, whether it's a hash or a domain or a file analysis. So let's suppose you received an email, okay, which is unknown. Somebody sent an unknown email to you, but you are not aware whether it's a genuine or not, and you also need to do the file analysis. So there are already a platform, email security already does those things, but still at times it just bypasses your email security and then it lands to the end user. uh, I will give an example. Let's suppose you are using any existing, I don't want to name any existing EDR platform, but there are a lot top tier one EDR in places. You might use any of one, and then EDR flagged saying that this file contains malicious signatures, or this file contains a malware, or maybe a ransomware file. So you are not sure whether it's really a ransom or it's a false positive. So that is where our platform comes into the place. You can just upload it to our platform, or you can use our platform to do the enrichment to understand exactly whether it's a false positive, it's a true positive. That is where we bring more intelligence to the existing SOC environment.
Wonderful. And in terms of adoption of Threatlens, what was your experience at the Web Summit, as well as the market that you're currently capturing? How's the adoption is going on for that?
Adoption in terms of, like, first of all, we need to we need to do, we need to provide why. First of all, Threatlens is like, why did we really build this product? So we are doing that. We are explaining to people, because going forward there will be AI based attacks. So to actually defend from AI, you need to have some sort of AI defending tools, right? Attackers are
Absolutely.
using malicious actors are using AI tools to actually attack environment and enterprise organizations. So you need some sort of AI tools which can give you the context, the enrichment, the more information to make a quicker decisions. You cannot rely, you cannot, there is something called MTTR, mean time to response. So we reduce your mean time to response. So if in a general case, in a legacy, if it takes 3 hours for you to respond to any threat, so here with Threatlens, you can probably maximum you can do, like, it will take 30 minutes to give you the entire context of specific threat actor.
Making the system reactive,
Reactive, yes.
to be proactive instead of reactive, right?
Yeah, you can call it is a, yes, that's what it is.
Wonderful. Last closing statement. What would be your one piece of advice, as you've been into security for a very long? What one piece of thing that someone who is building a tech solution should look at from the security perspective?
Well, I myself, I'm in a situation where we have just started, we have our own startup. But anyone want to build a platform around cybersecurity, I would say, do a research, see if there is really need in the market. Just building a platform just for a sake will not help. So I would say do some deep research, talk to your potential customers. When I say customers, not before building it, like probably if you are in that phase, building a product. So really understand, is there really need of this product in the market? Who are your competitor or a potential competitor in the future? So based on that, you build, because it's not building a product. You spend a lot of you invest your time, I would say. You invest money, time, and then it's something you don't want to build which is already there in the market.
Yes.
Right. And
Absolutely
also,
correct.
just to close, then this cybersecurity market, again, it's very vast. The potential is, and as after AI, it's only growing. There are a lot of
Yes,
requirements
yes.
of cybersecurity in this market. However, one has to be very cautious about uh, 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 building product around. So you don't need to build from a scratch. right? You don't need to build from a scratch. You can just take, whatever is available in the market, and then see is there a real requirement, then and scale it quickly in terms of, and ship it quickly. So my advice will be ship and scale, so that you can grow and then sustain your startup.
Well, that's really great insights from you, and thank you so much, sir, for giving us the time and the insights and the value of cybersecurity over
Thank
here.
you.
And thank you so much for bringing Threatlens at the Web Summit. Kada.
It was pleasure talking to
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much.